够下面。这样，这样，我好迷你哦。等一下，我把自己放大一下，大概这样子。然后，稍微委屈聊天室高度用550好了。这样子刚好，这样子刚好。哇 ，Tangle Tower 的 BGM 好悬疑哟。聊天室底下有一根小东西，把它去掉。这样好。我截取一下。我刚刚迟到了，没有，是我还在调设定。我刚刚想要打喷嚏，可是没有打出来。感谢陈玉祥过路费，谢谢。你们每一个，你们明明都不是初见，你们就要在那边初见安安。不是，是这个，有吗？这样有吗？这样，有了。那我是不是把背景关掉？这样子比较好看。咦，酷炫！今天我们要来玩，破解。对，今天我们要来玩 Tangle Tower。我今天看起来有点慌张，然后文也很晚发。我的推特我的 IG 还没有发文。初见安，你们明明都不是初见，你们在那边骗初见，对不对？说谎打妹哦。好。好，我要发 IG 的文，在这里，对。喵 IG 往下滑就有了，有吗？我有放在下面吗？我都忘记我底下都放了些什么。我都忘记我底下放了些什么。这样，然后把这一行去掉，然后把 hashtag 全部都检查过一遍，然后就可以送出了。好，刚刚是什么情况？刚刚是我刚关台，然后我觉得超级热的，我就去超级快速的冲了一个澡，这样子身上才不会黏黏的。因为我接下来要继续关冷气直播，然后时间就变得很赶，因为我7点半才关台。对，我刚刚4点到7点半都几乎都在工作，然后随便闲聊个2句而已。冲了个澡，哈哈，聊天室位置改变了，它已经放在那里很久了。没有啦， 他也没有很久啦，就是最近我在就是思考，我在思考就是应该要怎么排版，大家才可以得到比较好的观看体验，所以早都已经是错字了，你还计较那个冲干嘛？对，哦，对 ，BGM， 这样子，我在研究应该要怎么排版才可以给大家比较好一点的观看体验，因为我想要让大家看大一点的游戏画面，可是我又不想要好像完全没有排版的样子，就直接啪丢上去，然后我又想要把我的 logo 放上去，然后我又想要把我的聊天室放上去，然后我又想要把我的人放上去，我又想要把我的时间放上去，然后我又想要把东西都放上去，然后东西都放上去的话，东西就会变得很挤，画面就会变得很挤，然后就变这样。从上一次那个 Opus 龙脉长歌对，我刚刚很赶，然后我还没有缓下来，所以现在讲话可能会有点急。啊，对，然后我不确定现在绿界是不是正常的，但是我刚刚重整了一下，所以绿界应该是正常的。对。而且是赶路状态啊！好，对，Tangle Tower 它是悬疑类的啦，是解谜游戏，然后就是点击式的，可以透过对话推进剧情的那种感觉。然后从现在的标题画面看来，有很多奇怪的图腾啊、线索啊、连线啊之类的，然后。照这样子看来，凶手应该是一位女性的孔雀，因为她留长发，然后她的头发又这样子翘起来。可是只有公的孔雀，它的头发会这样子翘起来，男生也可以留长发。没关系，我们先假定她是一只，她是一位女性，因为她是长头发。而且他拿着刀子，谢谢七儿，谢谢七儿，把我也放上去啊！好诶，你也被放上来了，恭喜！鸟语花香抓到了吼，是你吗，头发卡卡？好啦，没有啦。这样子，大家听到的声音会太大声吗？如果会太大声的话，就再调。但是好像是没有太大声的样子，我们就直接开始好了。外表看似白鹿，这回是过于残忍的名侦探尹鹿，名侦探人江儿。我们创建新档案，这个是我在试那个游戏能不能玩的时候的一个档案，它是几乎都没有东西的档案，我也忘记它在干嘛了。Tangle Tower 午后有一艘船载着2个人进来了，湖边，你好，你鸟鸟，可爱。这只一定是杜杜，这只是杜杜鸟球。你好，啊，配音，他有配音，我都不记得他有配音。Surprise！ 那我就让他配音就好了。啊，轻轻桑桑，轻松，好喂。
Rimore, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
哇，你在这里站好久了，你为什么要在这里站那么久？ 你的头发这2颗球长得像是放很久，然后完全绿掉发霉的橘子。
Just checking.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank.
为什么你要
Did you
带
read the case file? What do you think?
为什么你要带空白地图啊？
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on.
看来这2位是侦探。
Did you read it?
他有女部的你，他知道我是尹鹿了，他知道我是女生了。空白地图就是白纸，对呀、
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
哦，没看，懒惰鬼。你的眉毛长得好有趣哦，眉毛长得像蝌蚪一样。第4面墙破了，对啊，这侦探怎么什么都知道哎？何玉吗？案件档案，好，有很多东西。谋杀案的受害者 Freya Fellow 19岁，在为 Flora Fellow 58岁绘制肖像画时死去。他们2个应该有血缘关系吼，可能是母女或者是奶奶跟孙女之类的。我们那边聊天室是在右边吗？什么东西？我也想说，大家聊天室不是都在右边吗？至少画面上的聊天室是在右边啦。地点 Flora 塔是在 Flora Fellow 的塔吗 ？Flora 塔。阿姨可能哦，可能是阿姨。Flora 也在场，她正摆好姿势准备画像。Freya Fellow 被发现平躺在地，纳尼？胸口有一处刺伤，现场没发现凶器，但 Freya 未完成画作中的主人公拿着一把刀，刀尖上的红色液体不是颜料，而是血。纳尼？等等，嘟嘟也要画人像画，该不会是预言？纳尼？哦喽，嘟嘟要小心了。别的啊，对了，请给我1分钟，请给我1分钟。哎咻，好，我好了，我再回来。啊，不到1分钟，对不起，不到1分钟，我还以为会要1分钟，可是，对呀、凶手就是你，真相只有一个，凶手就是你 ，Flora Fellow， 你一定是嫉妒你的侄女年轻又貌美，啊，脸上还有很多颜色，你脸上只有一根尖尖的鸟喙，你脸上只有一个尖尖的鸟喙，那你越来越接近，越来越接近真相了。一张小纸片上的一小幅画，背面写了一些笔记。如今它被称为 Tangle Tower， 但实际上它是由底部的一座宅邸连接了2座塔。它的周围有环形湖泊围绕，湖水是一种不寻常的混合色，的确不太寻常，像是洗颜料的水一样。这个湖泊四周有陡峭苍白的悬崖包围，崖壁又陡又滑，爬不上去。Tangle Tower 目前是 Fellow 家族和 Pointer 家族的居住地。好 ，Pointer。案件档案哦，好，目前的线索就只有这样。哦，我们可以从这里移动。Let's head to the crime scene first.
It's at the top of the West Tower, I think.
West Tower, I think. 们先来到了花园，因为一定会经过花园。这边有一个亮亮的。
It's full of the same weird water that was in the lake.
Any fish in there?
Not a single one. Although there is something in there.
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
那你损坏的卡带被水弄坏了，标签上的文字模糊不清。哦，线索来自花园的损坏的卡带，还可以放大哎，太酷了，太酷了！雪花有个蛋哎。
It's a stone carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
I think it's supposed to look like that.
因为它快孵出来了，这里有一只鸟，一定是它的蛋。
It's an egg.
还有竖
It's a statue
琴，
of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster.
Playing a harp.
Playing a harp. Hang on a second.
仔细看看，
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
晚上好，有 BJ， 你今天也跟老婆一起来看台，谢谢你，谢谢你们。
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet.
这个谜团现在还无
Let's
法
come
破
back
解。
later.
哦
It，must do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
我会记得他的，太好了。
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Is it working?
No.
啊，男主角，男主角，男主角在怕了。
That must be Tangle Tower.
It's a bandstand.
Bit small for a bandstand.
It's a one-man bandstand.
One man，
This is some garden.
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
植物是有点奇
What
怪。
animal is...
Hawk, bear, lizard.
蜥
Right, of course. A hawk bear lizard.
英雄蜥
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's...
Is it working?
No.
蜴，no，
This is some
Do the
garden.
plants all look a little...
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to say, too quiet?
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
我也觉得这种安静刚刚好。我觉得这里是不是调查的差不多？
Seems a bit superfluous.
You're superfluous.
啊，男主角是被嘴，哈哈，好好笑哦，
The pond has little stone feet.
好可爱哟！
Seems a bit superfluous.
你才多
You're
余。
superfluous.
接下来呢？哦呢？哦，在地上。
Oh.
哦
What?
Oh.
哦
There's an O on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Tangle Tour.
Tour Tangle Tour
Twir.
Tour
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Tangle
Twir.
Tour
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
喂鸟的。哦，嗨
Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
我觉得他如果会动的话，我一定会想要跟他，我一定会想要跟他讲话。
No, I think he'll just silently judge us.
这里有一
Is
封
that an
信。
envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there.
哦，
Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
没关系啊，我们是
Oh,
侦探。
definitely.
密码画在另一张纸上，记住之后就赶紧毁掉。你说的我不同意，你去那下面是找不到的。哪里？下面找什么？感觉没有什么其他酷
It's
东
red,
西了。
but I don't think it's painted. It's just red.
OK，
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not?
bang 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 bang.
It's a little melody. Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can just walk straight in, right?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's the rule, yeah.
那我们要进去吗？还是我们要往右？敲出不同音节，哈利波特的感觉。对呀，对呀。
Let's head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the West Tower, I think.
哦，我们得先向上。哈利波特最近有出手游哎，大家有玩吗？我还在想哎，要不要玩呢？
Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a spooky mansion.
It's not that spooky, really.
Don't ruin this.
嘿，等电脑版。这气氛不错啊，这气氛。哦，中间这个好漂亮哦。
It's a big glass tube filled with water.
手机没空间了哦，没关系，你们试完之后再告诉我好不好玩。然后如果好玩的话，我就跟你们一起玩。哈，这是个装满水的大玻璃管，没有
There
错
are。weeds in there. And sand.
It's an
嗯
aquarium?
Could
嗯，
be. Except there's nothing living in it.
里面什么都没养
Anymore.
哦，挂了好多哦，是红色跟黄色，那是葛莱芬多跟赫夫帕夫。
Finally, we get to investigate a
It's
Don't
not
ruin this.
嗯，
What
这是
is
什么？
that?
对啊，这是什么？族谱，我知道，一定是族谱。哈，
I think it's a family tree.
仔细看看啊，当然是仔细看看。哦，是3家人啊，3个人，然后发展出3家人，然后他们会互相联姻。1、2、3、4个人 ，Freya Fellow， 然后我们的族谱里面，族谱里面，族谱里面怎么没有我们的受害人呢？泰坦银鹿没有错，这就是我的族谱。我族谱就是一条线，然后2个名字，一个是泰坦，一个是银鹿。Easy。族谱里面有螃蟹，对啊，还有蝴蝶跟鸟鸟，还有蜥蜴跟很长的一条蜥蜴，还有瓢虫。感谢双脚蓝黑路痴光文2000比不够氪金3000，哇！每个名字都设计 logo， 哎，很酷很酷。有啦，字体还是看得出来有像的地方。左下那个不是吗？哎 ，Freya Fellow。哎，对啊 ，Freya Fellow。
Freya Fellow.
啊，对，那是我们最年轻的那。
Murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all.
对呀、那是从上面看下来，不是从下面看上去。哦，好，
Fiona Fellow, dead center. She must be important.
She's half fellow and half Remington.
哦
Do you think she still lives here?
，Remington。现在有 Fellow 有 Pointer， 可是没有 Remington 啊。Remington 被Remington 已经绝后了，是不是 ？Richard Remington 之后就没有了。对吼，我都忘了族谱要从多的看到少的，不是从少的看到多的。 又跟他生哎、哦，查塞姨。好绿哦，他们被绿了吗？哦，一定是被绿了。
What is
I think it's a
我可
family
不可以把他们全部都看过一遍
Lord
呢、
fellow
Looks like he was married twice.
对呀
scandal.
，scandal。
Lady fellow.
Do these people not have first names?
Lady fellow
Selena Stonetop.
Stone Top 石顶
No family line. Apparently, she just appeared out of nowhere.
Felicia fellow.
Freya's mother.
Do you think she still lives here?
Damien Dusk.
Whoa. Is it too late to change my name to Detective Dusk?
太晚了，太
That's
晚了，
Freya's father. Do you think he still lives here?
太晚了！现在改名太晚了。你的调性已经确定了，你就是一个一直被吐槽、一直被嘴的侦探。
Flint fellow.
A purebred fellow, if there ever was one.
嗯哼，
Married a randomer, though.
Do you think he still lives here? Felix fellow. Looks like he married his way into the Remington family.
Do you think he still lives here? Emily Everstone.
Everstone 我喜欢，可是他有 stone， 他也有 stone。
Do you think she still lives here? Lord Remington.
He sounds important. Lady Remington.
I think I have one of those in my bathroom.
什么东西
Lord Pointer.
？Lord Pointer。
This goes back a couple of generations. Lady Pointer.
How do you become a lady? I want to be a lady.
对呀、这样子就不用那么辛苦在当侦
Percival
探。
Pointer.
还有一个欠罪的伙伴。
He married into the Remington family.
Do you think he still lives here? Primrose Remington.
I always liked the name Primrose.
Do you think she still lives here?
Primrose。
Flora Remington.
I think she's mentioned in our case file.
Richard Remington.
The one and only.
Pandora Pointer.
Pandora，她叫 Pandora。
All this alliteration isn't happening by accident, is it?
Do you think she still lives here?
Buck Brackley.
What a name.
What a
Do
name！
you think he still lives here?
Penelope Pointer.
Half Pointer, half Brackley.
Do you think she still
Oh.
lives here? Poppy Pointer.
She's half Remington and half Pointer.
Do you think she still lives here?
大家都在好奇他们是不是都还住在这里耶，而且他们的名字的第一个字母一定都会是他们的姓氏的第一个字母，哎，好酷哦！这有
It's
个
not
门，
locked.
这边也有一个
A door
门，
Oh, what's behind it?
A room.
嗯，我觉得很有道理。门后面会是一个房
Sally,
间，
check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
Stairs.
stairs
Stairs.
stairs。
Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
Sally, check those plants.
Is soil a clue?
No。
Finally, we get to investigate a murder.
It's a-
in this.
哦，好，那这个
Finally,
It's not
don't
that.
win
这
this.
个场景应该也没有什么东西了。哦，哦，我们得先到左边的塔顶，因为那边才是案发现场。我们要一路上去。啊啊！凶手就是你！我得先跟你讲话。
Let's take a look at that painting first.
No，我们得
There
先
it
看画。
is, the unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
你笑笑话。
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
Looks that way.
太酷了！凶手就是你。凶手就是你，那只长着鸟喙的阿姨。
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene, and something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
他们的动画好赞哦！然后感谢阿贝，阿贝，你今天还冲水了，嗨嗨！你今天冲了2次水，还好吗？大丈夫？不用勉强哦，阿贝。用来震晕。啊，这一把刀，藏鱼。 Flora 的肖像画，拿着一把刀，尖端沾着血，但他被带离了犯罪现场。
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood, but it was removed from the scene. Almost. Maybe just change. Flora Fellow is holding a knife tipped with blood, but it was removed from the scene. Nope.
也不对，那差一点点呢。但 Freya 偷走了它。 因为 Freya 把它放在那里，因为 Freya 准备吃了它。
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there. Almost. Maybe just change. Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
酷，太棒了！我做到了，我们做到了。
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here? Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
感谢山姆 ，We did it！ 未完的画作。我们得继续调
Supposedly,
查。
Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
仔细看看。哦，这支画笔一定很不好握。中间那坨黑颜料，的确，这边他穿的都是黑色的衣服。
Is that an egg? An egg with bird feet.
哦，3只脚，3只脚的鸟是金乌，是代表太阳。主角可以累一点，没关系。不要破窗了，好好的去，好好的走路去就好了，不用赶，不用赶。注意危险，不对，注意安全，注意安全，要记得小心哦。
It's also covered in gemstones.
好诶，宝石，
What
喜
a
欢宝
completely
石。
ordinary object.
I think it's a container for something.
Those gems look like they come off.
Cool. 背面的线索。啊！中间。好，有一个方形，红色方形跟一个蓝色圆形，有个方形跟一个圆形，一个方形跟一个圆形，还有这边是一个三角形跟一个圆形，一个三角形跟一个圆形，然后还有两端都是六角形，两端都是六角形，然后短的都有斜线的啊，在这里，心形跟方形，方形。哪个方形该拿掉？这个方形该拿掉。心形跟方形，不是豆豆下的啦，豆豆不会下蛋，豆豆还不会下蛋啦。三角形跟菱形，三角形跟菱形，菱形在这边。三角形在这边，然后还有菱形跟心形，这样子应该都有对到了，再检查一次好了。三角形跟菱形，H1，这个是在这边，短的是三角形，长的是菱形。然后这边这个，两边都是六角形。对，两边都是六角形。好，这边是心形，那边是菱形。对，然后这边是比较多弯的，那边是方形，然后另一边是菱形。对，不是菱形，圆形。然后这个有点弯弯的是长边圆形，短边三角形。哦，右边哦，已经可以开了。哈，我还很认真在检查，我想说是不是摆对了它会自动打开，然后我就想说哈，那我是摆错了吗？
I'm impressed. Did it unlock? What's in there?
Nothing. Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty egg is a clue, right?
哦，里面什么都没有，一定是有人把里面的东西拿走了。鹿角不会蜕皮啊，我的鹿角是不会啦，地球的鹿会蜕皮的角。我的脚就是一直都是那样，它不会蜕皮，只是我要拿下来保养而已。酷，空的蛋。好。
Freya's painting supplies.
绘画用品。玻璃罐的一边都裂开了，怎么会这样？一定是因为热胀冷缩，你一开始把它冰在冷冻库里面，然后 你把它拿到塔顶，塔顶又很热，然后他们的瓶子就都裂开了。
There it is. The other
So-
looks that way.
可是他为什么要把它冰到冷
That
冻库里
room
面
is a big open window.
I don't know if you can call it an open window. It's more like the sudden absence of wall.
墙不见了。Cool。
It's so dark back there.
Somehow, the sunlight doesn't seem to be making it very far into the room.
对啊，为什么？
Is that a gramophone?
I think so. Except it's got a
留声机。
tape deck instead of a turntable.
哦
It's
，cool。
also got a big crack down the middle.
哇，这座塔上面怎么什么东西都是坏的啊？这边有一个玫瑰。这座塔
What
什么
about the
东西？
cassette tape?
Yeah, it sure is. Pink.
Freya to Freya， 哇，完了，就是他。
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? We could give it a go.
不是不能试试看啊。哦，还可以用，太好了。
It's piano music.
哦，好，换你了。
Weird.
Weird。
It's someone humming a tune.
哈哈哈哈。能不能翻面？没有办法哎。我们可以跟他讲话了。
Flora Philo?
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
遭遇已经讲完了。
Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora? I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
OK，
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
portrait。
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope.
Nope.
But at least we can say we tried. Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya? Yeah, she's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible? Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
没有要回答，没关系，我们每一个都问过一遍。Portrait 是很棒的香水系列。
Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there, or is it always empty?
给大家看这个信呢，他也不回答，他什么反应都没有。
Is this your gramophone?
Do you know why it's cracked?
Mm, 我也喜欢他飘逸的长发。
Anything we should know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window? Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
我什么都问过了。
That's the only door in and out of the room.
It's also on the floor.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there. We're at the top of the tower, right?
I think so. Why?
这边有一颗眼睛。
Doesn't matter. It's nothing. The whole room is a strange...
Yeah, there might be a reason for that.
The whole room is a strange...
Yeah, there might be a reason for that.
The outline of Freya fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back. There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
That's weird.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So?
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again.
好，我们再来看看。对，离得很近。我要怎么 check 它？
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were so she was.
Let's check the case file again.
Hmm. 他也没有新增一些什么新的东西，也没有要我新增什么东西，就只是叫我看看，怎么可能？没有别的了。那我们可以去其他地方逛了吗？可以。那我们先去其他地方逛逛。石头广场有一个人。
A little bridge leading back to the gardens.
啊，是那个族谱里面那只很长的蜥
It's a
蜴。
sea serpent.
Sea serpent， 海蛇，原来是海
Turned into
蛇。
stone by a wizard.
哦
If you say so. What happened to its head?
Beheaded. By the same wizard. There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
哦，
A pointless little stone tower.
I don't know. Might be a good hiding place.
Want to play hide and seek?
I could be persuaded. It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one, too.
哦，石头祭台，这里怎么会有？
Hi.
嗨，哦，我们是从这里来的，然后往这里就可以到花园。这边呢，温室。
Giant glowing gemstone full of plants.
AKA a greenhouse.
哦，
It's a big stone dais.
I guess when first one too.
哦，是这个，这个是石头祭台。
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
感谢 Leo， 感谢你。
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
直到4根指针都在正确位置。嗯。哦。我要怎么知道哪边是正确位置？哦。 可是没有啊，一样啊。它是1/4的在动。台南佩奇，感谢上线R666，你在说什么？ 正确位置是哪里？我还不知道正确位置是
Just
哪里。
gonna rest my brain.
你好，
Whoa, nice cape.
You're
感
not
谢飙
fellows
风老
or
龟。
pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
报
Really?
名数字好，
You're a
带我去看
detective.
看。
If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire.
太好
I'll
了，
become her sidekick.
好诶。
You're not on the Freya fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh.
Now, if
黑
you
嘴
would,
了。
I have work to do. It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Well, let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so?
Yeah， 我真的觉得你的伤疤很酷。我应该再继续问下去吗？可是他说最后有个问题嘞。
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you
哦，
find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library.
你好
It
酷哦，
took
姐
longer
姐。
than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite. Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, But before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear. But sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
感谢感谢感谢感谢。
Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking.
你好酷啊！
The paint is still wet.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told?
他好帅哦，有点逆转裁判味道哦，是哦，
You got it open. I'm impressed.
好
I
酷哦。
managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No. I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday. But it was not cracked when I saw it last.
哦，
A somewhat cumbersome device, and an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a cop-out.
好，
Paints.
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
We're working on it.
That's a no then.
Yeah.
Where'd you dig that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps?
欢迎回来。
You truly consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
No organization, no system.
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint.
哈哈哈哈，
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too.
哈哈，他好可爱哦。
Quite the stoic statue, isn't she? I can only dream of being as cold and indifferent as Flora Fellow.
You think she's hiding something?
Perhaps. She has some strange habits. I heard she barely sleeps, an hour here or there, sporadically. Spends the rest of her time staring up at the sky.
哇，
Freya Fellow is of great interest to me. I perceived her to be the most intelligent individual here at
是
Tangle
啊
Tower.，
太
Within
酷
a
了
day,。she had identified for whom I was working and for what I was searching. I didn't know how she did it. I was impressed.
是一个
I
厉
regret
害
that
的
I
侦
did
探
not。question her more thoroughly when I had the opportunity.
You couldn't have known she was about to be killed, though.
I have only myself to blame for failing to perceive the signs.
What signs?
I do not wish to do your job for you, detective. 314 cases solved.
你好厉害哦！
314.
你好厉害哦！谢谢你。
Is that a
If
clock?
it is,
我们先继续看看。啊，真的哎！3跟9。6跟12，
No, that was it.
太酷了！谢谢大家，哇，谢谢大家，我都没有注意到哎。
nice work. What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
可是它放在那个人旁边呢，是不是是他的东西之类的？我们可以这样子一句话都不说就拿走吗？底部有一个螺丝 ，OK。
Looks like it might. Grimoire, you go first.
要他了，所以就要先走。温室最有趣了，温室
This
和
one's in a little pot.
温室有很多酷东西。
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
酷，蓝色的土哎，好酷哦，bling bling 的，里面真的有亮亮的感觉，因为镜片的关系。
Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
哪有？我刚刚才发现，原来他站在这，哈哈，好好笑哦。
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
它真的很漂亮。
It's bigger in here than I thought it would be.
Tools used by a gardener for gardening.
Is that fruit? It's shaped like fruit.
Too shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little too.
Ooh,
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
no,
Bags of soil.
It's so blue.
blue， 2代星期一。
All the flowers here look kind of poisonous.
Oh.
Can flowers be poisonous?
当然
Anything can be poisonous.
Good to know.
，Yeah，
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
我们仔细看看。哇，BA， 叉子，套索，牌，七个嘛，猫嘴，这个8，然后 SX，
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
对，没有什么看法，但是我先好好的看过了这张图了。
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him.
你好，
He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
你好，
And why are you so tall?
人家
No.
本来就长那么高啦。
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
哦，可
What's
爱
the。deal with the plants? They're all kind of weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like, condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration?
Oh.
Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
Oh.
No,
Oh.
I'm just the gardener.
没关系，没关系，辛苦了，谢谢你照顾这些花花草
I was
草
in。my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
没有，没有事情发
I was
生。
up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet.
哦
And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We
哦，
thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did.
哦，
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
好，谢谢你告诉我这
This
些。
is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it
哦，
makes the fruit grow all shiny and gemstony?
Sometimes, you never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
他好可爱哦，我喜欢他。这园丁感觉也太聪明，很多园丁其实都很聪明的，他们有一些平常人不会有的花花草草的知识，他们很厉害。尤其是会照顾温室的园丁，一定都很厉害的。开始热了。好，
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her.
哦，好。我觉得这个园丁他讲话的腔调有点像，有一个美国的冲澡台，没有要冲澡台，很像一个在讲监狱的猎奇的美国动画，叫做什么名字来着 ？Super Jail，对，超级监狱，那里面有 一对双胞胎，我记得应该是那一部，里面有一部双胞胎，然后他们都这样讲话，所以我觉得这个园丁讲话很像他们。
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
原来如此。
That belongs to Poppy.
So why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure.
怎么什么东西都是 Poppy 的？
Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form.
所以园丁在监狱待过。说不
It's an
定。
egg with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it. But it was empty.
Fun story.
Fun story.
There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
我们还没有去看过 Flora 的
What
房
do you
间。
think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
他说不定是被动起来的话吓到了。
How odd. It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
谢谢
That
你
looks
的。
like it might belong to Poppy.
好啊，什么东西都是 Poppy 的啊。
Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
对呀，一定会很有趣。
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation.
你好酷哦，大哥。
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
他是一个善良的人，虽然他看起来很刻薄。
She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me. I can tell. She was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers.
Oh.
Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
昆
One
虫，
of
你
my
也懂
jobs
昆
is to
虫？
protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away.
哦，
I
酷！
didn't really understand her,
他在
but she
养
was
蛊。
always kind.
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, that's... It was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
I see 。他好 可爱哦。
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
关店再去。我们先看看有没有其他地方可以去。没有，这些地方可以去。刚刚有一个让我很在意的点，就是那个老爷爷跟那个长得像孔雀的那个女生，不是这个，是另一个更缤纷的长得像孔雀的那个女生，然后还有另一个男的。我在想会不会是事情发生之后，老爷爷要去找那个女生或者是那个男生，然后发现他们两个在床上勾勾滴，然后那个女生就很心急的要解释，然后才追过去，这样超级8点档的，我最喜欢幻想这种8点档情节了，它让一切都变得很有趣，好可爱，好可爱哦！工作室，嗨。
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
哦，嗨，颜料。哦，黄色、蓝色、黑色、白色。好。
Puffer fish?
Yes, it's also a lamp, for some reason.
我觉得很棒。
It's a drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Okay.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it.
仔细看看。
What's the deal?
Not sure.
Wait.
We should check that treasure map too.
好。东西南北有6个叉，还有3个。好。A1 哦，龙山，龙跟山，然后远处有树。那就是它啦，对不对？龙跟山，然后远处有树，龙跟山，远处有树，是中间吗？对，正中间，所以就只有它了，只有它，还有别的吗？没有，所以是I4
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
不是吗？它面向北边呢？还是其实它们位置有错开？我们可以看到龙跟那个山有一点错开的样子，说不定是这个 H6 C， 这样子。
I did it. What do I win?
Not bad.
Not bad.
What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little
Yeah.
different to the one on the desk.
哦，是家庭成员哎，干掉的红颜料，家庭成员好可爱哦，好喂。
A lot of redundant light sources in here.
打呼声。
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken. The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
是哦，好酷哦！你一定很喜欢寻宝。
It's Earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off a gentle pink light. A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in.
The entire room is made of
Oh, it's not just. I think it's the actual host. An old wooden mask.
probably cursed. Shelf junk.
A little mirror.
Definitely cursed.
It's not cursed. Not everything is cursed.
可是总会说中一个嘛？世界上一定有东西是被诅咒的吧？只要每一件物品都说是被诅咒的，一定会至少说中一个的。
The entire room is made
Oh,
of
it's not. I think it's the actual.
好，我们来跟他讲话。哦，他醒来的样子好可爱。
Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it.
拜拜拜拜，小汤包加酱丝，晚安。
Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
Well, I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures.
他
That's
向往
what
着
life
探
is all
险。
about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
哦，所以其实可能真的是有密室的。
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it
Do.
not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer slash treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I
加油！
go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
啊哈，Dora，
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. Well, I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
好可爱哦！他到底想讲
It
什
was
么？
dusk, a feeling
这个背景我喜
lingered
欢
in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
好，他有留下。
Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Poppy 怎么那么多东西？
Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise.
哦，好。
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that. Now you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite.
可爱，他就是一个很喜欢他女儿的。
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that. Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
他们离开的理由，好问题，我也想问到。
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, yes. So we shall. I'm as confused as you are. It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
精
What
神
about
的
the
身
knife
体
in
觉。
Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
啊，好问题。
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, less likely to come back.
That's kind of extreme.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it?
极端，可是有效，我觉得。
What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document?
对呀，
Sounds
可不，
dreadful.
没有
I
错
find。it comforting.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy. Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way.
Oh.
But I can't recall.
好，谢谢，谢谢你。
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Yes.
原来是
Been
老
married
婆，
over
不是女儿。
20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest of 3. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know.
Humans 嗯，今天哦，这个手是刚刚才叫出来的。
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant to, because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say.
笑
I
死
heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle. Honestly, it's
Oh.
probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it. Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have
Onion.
an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman. Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens. My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
可是他过得很自
You're
在
the。one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
You tell
Let's move
me 哈哈哈，好可爱哦！去其他地方逛逛。鸟舍，哦嗨，是你，好多鸟鸟哦，嘟嘟。
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
A rather magnificent bush. Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
Pointer，
A little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
哦，
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
很漂亮。
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage.
没有错。
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
哇，他好厉害哦！
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird. Does this count as being outdoors?
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Fancy，鸟鸟，这只比较紫，这只是嘟嘟，这只比较绿，这只是，可是这只又绿又黄，这只是人奶，然后这只是我，这只剩下来的是我。 超级挤的吧？我也觉得应该蛮挤的。
What's those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
哦，对。嗨
Oh, just beautiful. What is it? Sort of a
，beautiful。
delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
好
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely.
，lovely。
You're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Lady Porter,
delightful，
pleasure.
Is that short for
pleasure。
Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
你也很浮夸，
Sure. Yeah.
整个人都很浮夸。
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field?
真的好可
No
爱
matter。where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear.
哦，Fitz，
He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Ah.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families.
嗯，
Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
我好喜欢那头上鸟鸟哦，好可爱哦，好可爱，真的很喜欢。而且它的 BGM 也好可爱哇！那么装应该每个人都会喜欢吧？它很酷，它很酷。早安，早安，16夜 ，Hello Hello， 安安安安。你们都刚到吗？安安安安。
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
好。可是 Fitz 他跟 Poppy 比较好哎。
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Oh.
Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too. Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
哦，他们先走了。OK。
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all 3 of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
原来那是他的帽子，我好想要他的帽子哦！好想要他的帽，どうしよう，我好想要他的帽子。
If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind. A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point, I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look.
OK。现在在干嘛？在玩游戏啊？
I don't know what that is. How terrible.
You recognize it?
That color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
我也觉得太恐怖了。
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time.
Ooh.
As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable. Freya doesn't take very good care of her pains, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities.
妈咪鸡得放只豆豆在头上。可是豆豆不在耶，我可以这么做吗？我偷偷放一只豆豆在头上。这样，这样，呀，哦，对，我要，我要把它 key 掉。 的。觉得这个 key 不干净，再加上这个 key 干净了，哇，它变成半透明的了，没关系。没关系，我们把它放在这。让它站在绿界上。好诶，这是半透明的，真的没关系吗？再看看啊、这样子就不是半透明的了。好诶，把豆豆偷偷放在这。好诶，好诶 ，Let's go。空的蛋。
Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo.
Oh, that's rather sad. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling, don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
Oh.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
Classic clue.
I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere.
Oh.
Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though.
Oh.
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it. Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Well, only last week I asked that miserable hawkshot woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me
Oh.
of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist.
Ah.
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you?
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about
Aw.
inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest. A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert,
她
truth
也
be
喜欢
told.
鸟鸟哎。
Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see
看得
that.
出来。
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
I said it.
我刚刚跟他讲了，同时讲了一样的话。
She's a most unsavory little... She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which
我
part?
觉得你很棒。
The giant bird arms or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility. Did you not know that?
好。
I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable. Isn't he strapping?
是啊，
Vague.
And so brooding.
Kinda salty, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input. She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't
so
begin to tell you how much
sweet.
I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things. Oh, she's beautiful! Who is she? Wait, is that me?
那好可爱
We
哦
can。get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
那我们在其他地方再逛逛。我们再来，对面这间好了。Penny 的房间，哦，原来这就是 Penny 的房间。我本来想说随机选一间，结果就刚好进到她的房间了。好多鸟鸟，好可爱
You
哦。
know, the birds can easily get in and out of those cages.
Well, if that's true, can they even be considered cages? That's sunflower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
说不定是那个啊，说不定是 Fitz 送给 Penny 的礼物。
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
茶会
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
哦，
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
不是耶，他们不是真鸟。
They're wooden.
They're using up all the
Wooden.
perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
对呀、七只鸟的位置。啊！诶，这样。啊？嗯？哦？哦？哦？眼睛真的跟繁殖有关系吗？我不是很确定耶。这样，这样，或许。
Nope.
There must be
No，
some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
我觉得他们 应该是跟繁殖有关系，跟颜色有关哦，这样子。啊，这样子就对了。
Got it.
I'm impressed. Did the door open? What's in there?
原来是颜色，我还以为是眼睛。Now I'll get her. 红色花瓣。Cool.
Penny's books, mostly novels.
哦，
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's
哦，
not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
墙
That
壁
bed.
怎么了？
It's like-
Does it feel?
No, you're
It's
right.
not coming from the bed.
That bed.
Does it feel? It's
No.
not coming from the bed.
That's a big window.
的确，但是我喜欢这样子大大的窗户。要是有窗帘的话就更好了。
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
颜色眼睛都有。
We already solved it.
不能再看一次，可惜。刚刚摆上去之后，我就没有再特别认真注意过眼睛了。左边呢？左边这间。Freya 的房间是受害者的房间
That。painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
哦，是一张照片。它可以接着什么东西耶？
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight?
Maybe.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
哦。哦。Hawkshaw。红玫瑰花瓣。它跟 Puppy。这三角恋。这三角恋。
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
嗯。
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
我也觉得乱的刚刚好。
A pillow with a paw print pattern.
哦，它有人是色盲，所以跟眼睛有关，好亲切啊，好棒哦。
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate. It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
哦，是它跟那个跟 Fitz 的那个
Not
玻璃
the
箱
kind。of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
对啊，我觉得这样子很酷。
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty.
那要抽屉干嘛？
Painting supplies.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
都可以。
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
哦，我们又有解谜可以。
They're not real
哦，
paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
酷。整理纸张来寻找线索。啊，我先把这边啊，这边跟这里接起来，然后还有哪里跟哪里可以接起来？这里跟这里，那这里跟这里， 接下来是这个放这里，然后这个放这里，这个放这里。那下面是不是还缺一块？还是只是被压住了？它也在这里。好，我们把它拼出来了。现在我们有绿色什么东西？左右，1、2、3、4、5、6、4、3，这个是这个，哦。这个可是，他们有什么差别呢？可以调整高度吗？目前看来应该是不行。想想看哦。橘色饼最短，粉色饼比较长。好，这里，然后这个在这里，这个在这里，然后这个在这里。应该是吧？啊，这个短，这个长啊，好
There we go.
没有问题。
Perfect.
There we go. 哈哈，我打通了任督二
What was
脉
in，the box?
超厉害。
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
嗨，两个年轻女孩的合照，一个红发，一个绿发，少了一大块。哇，这里还有一个人，可是他们两个是好朋友。哇，完蛋，友情破灭。
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
哦，
Do you think this was always?
I don't know.
No windows either.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Yeah.
And there's no natural light in here at all.
I like it.
Freya's plants, they must not need sunlight?
我也没有，我其实蛮喜欢自然光的。图书室、图书馆。嗨，你是那个 Freya 的好朋友。
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
墨姬鸟。哦，是那个 Fiona 喜欢 Flora 喜欢的鸟。哦，难怪。难怪 Flora 喜欢它。 小时候好可爱。是羽毛，是羽毛啦！他拿的是羽毛。啊。
Books about birds.
The shelves are about.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
Books about nature?
Nature.
Books about insects.
Well, theoretically, there's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched. Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
可是这样子，要是有什么东西爆炸，不就整个图书馆一起烧掉？
Books about ancient history?
These books are ancient history.
Ooh.
I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip.
Skip.
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
我们来看看。Ooh.
Hey, look at that.
什么？我只是随便
It's a
点。
model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Hey, look, it's a model. What do you
That
think?
would make an amazing...
我觉得很棒，而且不是说没有人会知道吗？就是这整个东西的样子，有人特地去观察过，是不是？
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
材料可以顺便湮灭证据。
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
上面有什么 ？A B C D E F G H。好问题，我看不懂。191、193、196、195、206、200、201、209、206。到底是
I'm
什么
not sure
东
I
西
learned？ anything from that.
没关系。
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you? Miss?
Miss，
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk...
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
The hypothesis... About the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Fifi Fellow，你好可爱哦，你的声音。
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Oh.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
Oh，眼镜还是有眼睛的耳机。 啊，是，说不定它也有耳机功能啊。哦，它的 BGM 好可爱哦。
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
哦，没关系，乖乖。你也想要眼睛发光？你可以试着做做看。
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Oh.
She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
我喜欢他这种就是对我关心，但是我不关心的感觉。Yeah, I care. I do care, but I don't care.
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Oh.
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third. There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Poppy 现在真的很可疑。
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
哦，没关系。
Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Next， 哈哈，它好可爱哦。
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. I am scared of birds.
Why?
Ooh.
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh.
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya?
好问题。
A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
哦，好问题。
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends.
On what?
On the structural integrity of your teeth.
Ooh.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Well, who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
哦，嗨嗨，你看我安安。
Is she laughing?
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I
哦，
know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot
Ooh.
full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring.
嗯，
That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and
啊，
in the
的
grand
确
hall.，
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs.
嗯，
The red paint on the brush is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
哦，
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
I do not know the answer.
我也不知道。
Curious.
Curious。
Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I
嗯
think，she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
嗯，很酷，她是个酷女孩。
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
哦，
I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Apart from the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
嗯，好，要先睡觉的晚安哦。
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right, but why?
I do not know why.
嗯，
The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp.
我也想
Have you
弄懂。
deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are.
嗯，
Name, Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown. Likes, unknown. Dislikes, unknown.
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And
Ah.
how long has Flora been non-verbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
她是不是 原本很喜欢那只鸟，然后那只鸟死了，然后他就把他的血装起来，然后他希望他可以拿着那只鸟的羽毛，然后就当做是那只鸟陪在他旁边，然后请 Freya 把它画下来。
Name: Penelope Pointer. Age: 27. Profession: ornithologist. Likes: birds. Dislikes: insects. Notes: Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
哦，有啦，你们发色有共同点啊。
Name: Fitzfellow. Age: 24. Profession: cryptobotanist. Likes soil. Dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
哦，
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So, what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
哈，
Name: Haksha. Age: unknown. Profession: private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
哦，你很坏耶，好笑，你没是一个这么酷的姐姐的。哦，晚安 ，Asian One。我觉得我应该问完 Fifi， 我们就先玩到这，因为我们应该已经快要一半了吧？感觉人也差不多快要问完了。对呀。
Name: Felix Fellow. Age: 53. Profession: none. Likes: collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes: the inescapable realities of human existence. Notes: Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the 2 possible answers.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh.
哦，
Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct.
嗯，
Name: Freya Fellow. Age: 19. Profession: artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me.
不会呀，你很可爱。
There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became 1. Increasingly independent, and 2. Increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The 3 of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
他是 musician。我想说，现在嫌疑最高的应该就是 Poppy 了。
Name: Fiona Fellow. Age: 19.
哦，你是这
Profession:
了。
amateur microbiologist. Likes: the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes: the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes:
啊，
kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come
Okay.
you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly 1 grandparent.
哦 ，OK， 所以应该是表姐妹、表姐、表妹。
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
There's something about Felix's painting supplies.
对，
Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
一次3个东西耶。可是我们说问完他就要关台的，所以我们差不多该关台了。我们还有1、2、3、4个房间还没有去，然后还有一些疑点待解开。然后去完这些地方，然后解开那些疑点之后，我们还要再拿着我们手上的东西去问其他还没有问过的人。而且这个房间还是锁着的。
Locked.
而且，这边的这个竖琴我们也还没有解开它的谜题。对，目前大概就是这样。但是我相信下一次我们就可以完成的。耶！我相信下一次我们就可以完成的。所以我们今天的直播就先到这好了。哈，我们到鸟鸟这边来。 到鸟鸟这边来结尾，好诶，好诶，自动储存，好，
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird.
好诶，好诶，那我们今天的直播就先到这喽。啊，这样子补档应该也比较方便。我最近又在试图缩短我的直播时间了，因为之前常常不小心就是太沉迷游戏拉得太长，然后原本是有注意的，但是最近就越来越放飞了，不行，现在要拉回来，像是调作息一样。大家也辛苦了，辛苦大家陪我到这么晚。 明天就星期6了，我们大家可以一起玩麦块。现在时间控制很刚好，耶！然后玩完麦块之后，星期天又是 Tangle Tower， 然后星期天我就会公布下个星期的行程表了。所以大家可以期待一下。我今天还做了下个星期 要用的那些什么？下个星期要用的那些封面待机图，所以很开心，很开心。对了，现在在的人没有到很多不过没关系。 我还是要跟大家宣布一件很酷的事情，宣布一件很酷的事情。好，宣布一件很酷的事情，大家准备好好听了吗？大家准备好了吗？下个星期3晚上。 下个星期3晚上，我们要举办电影之夜。我们有露天电影院，我们要一起看蜡笔小新的时空大冒险。耶！好诶，太棒了！我偷偷把那个我做好的待机图秀出来给大家看一下，这一下，呀！这就是下个星期会用的待机图啦。好， 就这样。嘿嘿，好诶，这样子我们就可以一起看蜡笔小新的剧场版了。然后会想到要开这个，是因为我们我们的木棉花，台湾的木棉花频道，对，就是电之森的木棉花频道，跟台湾的木棉花频道，哈，都有，就是期间限定，9月27之前可以看到完整版的中文配音的时空大冒险。不是木棉花赞助，是他们的频道上面有放完整版的时空大冒险，然后一直到9月27都不会下架。所以我们9月24，9月24是24吗？不是9月24，9月22，9月22就是下星期三要来看这个时空大冒险，耶，可以一起看了，好咦，很开心吧？我也很期待耶，对，22，哈哈，对，所以希望大家也可以一起期待，哈哈，就是到时候大家就也不用再特别去辛苦找什么片源啊，在哪里就是转播啊、直播啊什么的，就大家一起在木棉花上看着就好了。没看过这部哦，好棒哦，我们可以一起看了。对，还有一件事情就是，虽然我之前都没有讲过，但是大家知道青歌踏月这个活动吗？第一次跟喜欢的人看电影哦，恭喜！你可以邀你喜欢的人一起看呢。哦，16夜你要去上班了，辛苦了，上班辛苦了。16夜，那我趁你走之前，我跟你说，就是青歌踏月是19号的，在沙罗的频道举办的中秋活动。然后这个中秋活动，最后会有一小段就是沙罗他募集的投稿的影片，然后我也有去投稿，所以我会出现在里面，大概就一小段而已，一小段。然后我唱的也是我之前在观台的时候唱的歌。对，总之大家可以去看看。沙罗他会办很多很酷的联动，我希望以后可以再有机会跟他合作。我很开心我可以找到这个机会出现在他的频道。大概就是这样。好诶。消息大概就到这。不是 Rickroll 啦，不是瑞克摇，到时候听到你们就知道了。好啦，时间差不多了，真的要关台了。真的要关台了。好了，拜拜，各位地球的人类晚安，希望你们。哦，你还会听台，在忙着考布雷哦，太好了，你在考布雷耶，太棒了！希望你今天的成品也能够满意，一定很好吃。晚安，各位地球人类晚安，希望你们今天也过得安稳静好。我是尹乐，在 DK394 星球的电之森为你带来今天的直播，期待与你的下次见面。烤蛋糕也很棒。 愿路痴们一夜好眠，晚安。这个 BGM 很棒吧？感谢 Mark， 感谢卡布雷，好吃好喂，谢谢你们，我要直接关台了，晚安。没有彩蛋。好啦，我要赶快带领大家得知好多消息，好喂，谢谢。我会尽量赶快把黑线的东西做好的。路痴宝宝再等我一下，晚安，大家晚安。开冷气了，好喂，晚安。